Hello everyone, CaddywhumpusGamer here, bringing you another episode of Minecraft Awakening. Today is going to be Botania. I have to get started on that so that I can get started on some other stuff. So let's see, the first thing you're going to want to do is craft a flower pouch, which is any of the mystical petals and 5 wool. You're going to have to grab at least 1 flower. Technically, that's the first thing that you need to start with. Anyway, after you make this, you keep it in your inventory. And as long as it's not in your hand, anytime you break up a magical flower, it will go into the bag instead of into your inventory. And you're going to want that because your inventory will fill up really fast because there's a lot of flowers. Anyway, then you're going to collect a lot of those and you're going to put them in the crafting grid. Let's see. First I'm going to need white ones. I'm going to need some blue ones and I think some yellow ones. Trying to remember if there's any other ones. So the white ones are going to be the ones you're going to need first. You're going to get a bunch of those. Alright, now the next thing you're going to want to do, if you go down here in NEI, you can type @ and then Botania, and it will show just the things from the Botania mod. So we're going to need a petal apothecary. So it's slabs, stones, and a petal. So we're going to do this, make this, put this here, this here. Now the reason I got so many magic flowers, I did go around and explore a lot. And then one of the things that I did was I had the mystical green flower seed, and you have to have a block of petals down here, so you have to collect a few of the green flowers first. Then you put it under here, podzol on top, and then you can grow it. And I got this all the way to 10, 10, 10. So every time I grow this with bone meal and then harvest it, I get 4 petals. And then what you can do is you come into a crafting grid, use a mortar and pestle, and that's the recipe for that. You put it in here and you get floral green powder, well, whatever color petal you're using. Then 4 of the floral powder with a bone meal gives you a floral fertilizer. And when you use these on the ground, they will spawn like 2 or 3 mystical flowers, and then you can just harvest them. So I went from just having green ones to having basically all the different colors. So that's a good way to get them early game instead of running all over creation looking for them. Alright, so I made 3 petal apothecaries by accident, and I'm going to put 1 here and 1 here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a bucket of water and we're going to fill both of these. And you're also going to need some wheat seeds. And then let's look up the recipe for one of the things we need is a pure daisy. So it's 4 white petals. So what you do is you go 1, 2, 3, 4. You throw 4 of those in there and then you throw a seed in. And it's going to give you a pure daisy. So then I'm just going to step over here and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a seed, and I'm going to need more white. Let's see. And then I'm going to fill both of these up again, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and you can see, oh, perfect example. I stuck 1 too many, so if I shift and right click, it'll pull 1 out. And you can see by hovering over it, it tells me add seeds and I'll get a pure daisy. Okay, I think I need to do 1 more. And then I will show you what you need these for. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a seed. Okay, now pure daisies when they're on the ground can change materials. So if I put it here, it'll change in the surrounding blocks around it. Either wood will turn into living wood, or rock. It has to be regular rock. It can't be cobblestone. It will change into living rock. Now this will take a minute or so to change over, and then I will show you what those things are used for. Right now, I want to see, I should be able to craft some stuff while I'm waiting. You're going to want to make a gem cast, which is either gold or molten aluminum brass over top of a coal. And then the uses for this there's 3 different things you can make with it. You want the one with the jade, so it's a jade core. I'm going to make a couple extra of those. Those we can't quite use yet. One of the other things I'm going to make, we're going to make some day blooms, and we're going to make hydrangeas. Now you can see I need mana powder for this one. Normally you wouldn't have that, but I got a hold of one from, I think, a loot bag. So we can actually go, let's see, hydrangea, I need 2 blues and 2 cyans. So let's see, cyan flower and a blue flower. So we're going to grab those. 1, 2, 1, 2, drop this in, drop the seeds in, and that's going to give us a hydrangea. Now we're going to make a day bloom. We need 2 yellows, an orange, and a light blue. Let's see. Oh, I already got light blue. Alright. And I want to make 4 of those. I don't have water in either of these. Let's see. 1, 2. 1, 2. Did I do that right? No, I didn't. What was the day bloom again? 2 yellows. I have a very bad memory. So 1, 2. 1 of these. 1 of these. And 1 of these. Alright, so now we got a day bloom. We step over here. 1, 2. 1. 1. That. And we're going to fill them up again. Later on you can get items that will automatically fill these back up. That definitely makes it a lot easier. Okay, we now have 4 day blooms. And it's nighttime, and I'm going to run over here real quick and sleep. Now, these flowers, the ones that passively generate mana, will die off after a while. The more expensive ones that you actually have to feed stuff to, they won't. But the passive ones will die off unless they're on enchanted soil, which you can actually make with an overgrowth seed, which I managed to get a hold of this one. I think in a loot bag. They're very rare. And this is actually how you make them. These things are expensive to make in this pack. Normally you can only get them from dungeon loot, but they have a recipe in this pack. Alright, so now if we run over here, we now have living wood, or living rock, and living wood. I am tripping over my tongue tonight. Now where? There it is. Alright, now these are used to make several different things. One of the things we need to make is a mana spreader. That's what we had that emerald item for. Let's see. Uses, mana spreader. One of the other things we need to make, let me see if I can remember how to do this. There we go. We need to make 3 living wood twigs. Put them here. Use 2 flowers of any color. That gives you a wand of the forest. I need to empty some stuff out of my inventory. Alright. So we are going to make a mana pool, which is like that. Alright. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a weird looking setup here. And you'll see why in a second. Okay. We're going to put that up there. I made these essence blocks out of essence stone and bone meal, and they actually give off light, so nothing will spawn on this area. So that's very handy. Alright, so now if I put the mana pool here, I can shift click on this and shift click on this, and it will link that to that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to break these back up. And I'm going to put dirt here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the day blooms here. Now if I hold my wand, it'll show me day bloom. It does have a mana spreader connected to it, or linked. And I can click on each one of these. Now I can see the status of them. There's how much mana I've generated so far. So now the next thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take water from here. And I am going to make this into a never-ending pool. Like that. Because this hydrangea, or hydrangea, when you plant this, it will drink this water block to create mana. And then since it's an infinite source, this block and this block will combine to replace the block, so it'll never run out. So now I can put 4 hydrangeas in the corners and the day blooms here, and they'll still connect and not be inhibiting each other. Is that connected? Yeah. Okay. So now we're generating mana. So now this, if you've found any black lotus flowers, once you have some mana in here, you can drop these in and they will turn into mana. So you can see now I've got almost a quarter of a mana pool already. And I can use that. You can drop in diamonds and get mana diamonds. You can drop in iron and get mana steel ingots. You can drop in ender pearls and get mana pearls. One of the things we are going to make, I have a piece of mana steel armor that I got from a quest. And let's see, one of the things we're going to make, I have a mana diamond already, so I'm going to take this. Is that not how you make it? I always forget recipes are different in this pack, and I never think to look. Mana tablet. Okay, it should. Oh, that's a diamond. If I got a mana diamond, it would help. Alright, now we can use this tablet before we put anything in it. We can combine it with 4 mana steel. Now this is a band of mana. I can take this and I can throw it in here. And if I right click, I can see it's going from the item into the pool. So I want to shift right click to make it go from the pool into the item. And it will drain down. And now when I pick this up and it's in my inventory, you can see on my XP bar there's like a blue thing. That's how much mana I have. And if I shift right click, it will actually stick it in my bauble slot. Now if I put this mana steel leggings on, if it gets damaged, it'll automatically drain mana from the mana ring and recharge this. So that's one of the things that I wanted to get before I go to the nether. And while I was exploring in a cave, I found this random spot with a bunch of obsidian and bookshelves and an enchantment table, which is really nice because the enchantment table is hard to make in this pack because you need a garnet block, and these things are pretty rare. So I got bookshelves, and I got an enchanting table, so I'm going to put those down real quick. And I'm going to throw a level 30 on these mana steel leggings and see what we get. We got protection 4 and unbreaking 3, so I am very happy with that. Yeah, that's really good. So now I can go to my mob farm. I did get a wooden spike, which means it'll bring them down to half a heart so that I can kill them for items, or I can use a diamond spike and get XP from them because I got one of those from a loot bag too. So between this episode and next, I do need to make the rest of the mana steel armor, but I also needed to get started on Thaumcraft, so that will probably be the next video, because I need that in order to make the runic altar to make the Rosa Archaea, which is this one. This one will last forever. It won't run out. What it does is it will drain XP from me or any XP orbs on the ground, and it will turn them into mana. So I will be able to just walk over here, stand next to it, turn some of my XP into mana. It does have a limit of how fast it can output because of the mana spreader. Later on we can get better ones of those. But it will allow me to get a lot more mana to recharge my ring, but I do plan on making a full set of Mana Steel armor before the next episode. And then I want to get them fully enchanted, and then the episode after that, hopefully, I want to go to the Nether soon. We'll find out. It'll probably be another episode on Botania. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. This is CaddywhumpusGamer signing off.